They pile up into the afternoon. Ashley's got cylinders out. Explosion for Salinas. Explosion for Brown. It's Tony Stewart. Stewart wins in a totally chaotic final, 387 to 317.
Tony Stewart and Leah Pruett just made an announcement that surprised many across motorsports. Instead of focusing solely on racing, they're taking on a role that could help chart the sport's future. Teams, fans, and industry leaders are all taking notice, and everyone wants to know what this new direction means. To understand why this matters, you have to look at where they're headed next, and that begins with one major event. At the heart of the story is Race Industry Week 2025, a high-profile event recognized across the racing world as a gathering point for the sport's elite minds. This isn't your typical press event or fan expo. This is the think tank where the future of motorsports gets written. For Tony Stewart and Leah Pruett to headline this year's edition, scheduled for December 1st to 4th, is a major moment. Stewart's legacy as a three-time NASCAR Cup Series champion is already legendary. He's a driver who won at every level and never backed down from a challenge. But what he's done after retiring from full-time driving might be even more impressive. Stewart didn't just walk away, he reinvented himself. Today, he's a top-tier team owner across multiple platforms, with his Tony Stewart Racing TSR operation thriving in both dirt track series and NHRA drag racing. And if you haven't been keeping up, Tony isn't just sitting in the owner's box. He's out there in the fire suit, burning rubber and breaking barriers. In 2024, Stewart earned NHRA's Rookie of the Year honors after stepping into the brutal world of Top Fuel dragsters. Then in 2025, he did what many doubted he could. He won. His victory in Las Vegas was more than just a checkered flag. It was proof that Stewart's competitive fire burns just as hot in straight-line racing as it did on NASCAR's toughest ovals. Now add Leah Pruett to the equation, a 12-time NHRA Top Fuel winner and one of the sport's most respected figures. Pruett is more than just a champion. She's a trailblazer, known for her technical prowess, on-track aggression, and relentless advocacy for women in motorsports. Pruett has been reshaping perceptions for years. She's not just fast, she's fearless. Together, Stewart and Pruett have become the face of motorsports evolution. So when it was announced they would be featured speakers at Race Industry Week 2025, people took notice. Their mission: inspire, educate, and lead the conversation about where the sport is headed. This year's Race Industry Week focuses on themes that are reshaping every corner of motorsports: sustainability, digital innovation, team development, and the role of diversity in racing's future. These aren't topics from the margins. They're at the center of every major motorsports survival and growth plan. And the Stewarts are stepping up to drive the message home. For Tony, this is personal. Since leaving NASCAR, he's built a team infrastructure that reflects the modern landscape. Tony Stewart Racing doesn't just chase trophies. It sets standards. From dirt to drag strips, his teams have embraced advanced simulation tools, data analytics, and green technologies that reduce environmental impact. He's not just racing, he's redefining what it means to run a team in the 21st century. At Race Industry Week, Stewart is expected to share insights on how smaller teams can adapt to rapidly changing tech without losing their competitive edge. Expect him to talk about streamlining operations, managing diverse talent pools, and leveraging digital fan engagement to build sustainable revenue models. Stewart knows the game inside and out, and now he's sharing the playbook. But it's Leah Pruett's presence that may steal the spotlight. For years, she's been advocating for increased representation in motorsports, not just for women, but for all underrepresented groups. And she's walking the talk. Whether it's her work mentoring young drivers or her support of STEM programs aimed at bringing girls into racing engineering, Pruett is pushing for change at every level. In her Race Industry Week sessions, she's expected to address one of the sport's most urgent challenges: how to build inclusive pipelines from grassroots to the professional level. She'll also explore how to bridge the gap between traditional motorsports and the digital generation, because the next fan base lives on Twitch and TikTok, not just trackside grandstands. And here's where it gets really interesting. Stewart and Pruett aren't just speaking from the sidelines. Their own careers are living examples of adaptation and resilience. Tony Stewart's move into drag racing wasn't just a passion project. It was a strategic pivot that proved legacy drivers could still lead innovation. Leah's continued success and activism show that the sport isn't evolving fast enough, so she's pushing it harder. Their relationship, too, has become a symbol of balance between tradition and transformation. While Tony represents the old-school grit and raw instinct that built NASCAR's golden era, Leah brings a modern, data-driven, inclusive energy that's helping define what motorsports can become. Together, they're not just talking about change, they are the change. The racing world took notice earlier this year when TSR announced new sustainability partnerships aimed at reducing their team's carbon footprints. That includes investments in biofuels, hybrid engine tech, and a switch to more energy-efficient haulers and pit operations. For a sport often criticized for its environmental footprint, this move was huge, and it's only the beginning. And let's not forget how this couple is building bridges across disciplines. NASCAR, NHRA, dirt racing. They're all different beasts. But Stewart and Pruett are connecting the dots. Stewart's background allows him to speak the language of stock cars, while Pruett's top fuel expertise brings fresh urgency to conversations around safety, speed, and gender inclusion. By combining their experiences, they're uniquely equipped to lead a multidisciplinary dialogue few others can manage. Their role at Race Industry Week is bigger than a keynote slot. It's symbolic. In a sport that often struggles to define its identity, Stewart and Pruett offer a clear vision. Racing must evolve, or it risks being left behind. And their timing couldn't be more perfect. As Formula E expands, as F1 explodes in global popularity, and as electric and hybrid racing gains steam, traditional series like NHRA and NASCAR are under pressure to adapt. Stewart and Pruett aren't waiting for someone else to lead, they're stepping up now. With the next generation of racers watching closely, they're sending a clear message. Success in tomorrow's motorsports world won't come from just being the fastest on race day. It'll come from being the smartest, the most adaptable, and the most inclusive. Their sessions at Race Industry Week are already among the most anticipated. Expect packed virtual rooms, media coverage across every major racing outlet, and serious conversations about how the sport reinvents itself in a rapidly changing world. As for their fans, they're loving every second. Tony's Vegas win and Leah's relentless drive have reignited interest in drag racing. Their joint appearances, both at the track and in industry forums, are helping fans see racing as a diverse, inclusive, high-tech sport, not just a place for roaring engines and checkered flags. Whether you're a fan of stock cars, top fuel dragsters, dirt tracks, or electric road courses, there's no denying what Tony Stewart and Leah Pruett are doing right now matters. They're not just living legends, they're leaders. And if motorsports has any hope of thriving in the decades ahead, it's going to need more people like them at the wheel. So what comes next? Expect the buzz from Race Industry Week to spill over into 2026. New partnerships, mentorship initiatives, maybe even the launch of a driver development academy under TSR, nothing is off the table. Stewart and Pruett are just getting started. Whatever they do next, one thing's clear. The future of motorsports won't be built behind closed garage doors. It'll be shaped in open conversations, hard-earned lessons, and bold decisions. And thanks to Tony Stewart and Leah Pruett, that future just got a whole lot brighter.